A 17-year-old short life continues to touch millions. Zach Sobiak lost his battle with a rare bone cancer before he could finish high school. But when doctors told him he had only months to live, he decided to do just that, live. He wrote and recorded a song called Clouds. The recording went viral, and Clouds is now a movie. We spoke with the director and Zach's mom for this Studio 5 first look at the film.
Here's the thing. I like you. I know your diagnosis complicates things, but I don't care.
Hey, May.
Do you like me?
Yes, I do.
Even though I don't have cancer?
Make your move, Romeo.
What is it about this story that inspired you to want to do it?
You know, I was making a documentary series called My Last Days 8 years ago when I found Zach. And after I told his story in the documentary, we all became like family. And I fell in love with Zach and with Laura. I became an adopted member of the Sobiak family, whether she wants to admit it or not. And after Laura wrote this beautiful book, I asked her if I could turn it into a movie.
I'm gonna throw up.
We've been through this, just breathe.
You are my best friend, so you are morally obligated to say nice things to me. Everybody else out there is not my best friend.
If everyone else doesn't like it, then they're idiots.
Laura, how do you feel seeing your son's story portrayed this way?
It's a bizarre thing to watch your life portrayed this way and your son's life, but what a beautiful thing. I'm so thrilled. Justin he crafted a movie that just really speaks truth about what hope can look like in the deepest suffering.
And while there's a lot that I don't know at my age, what I do know is this: we all have limited time.
Justin, can you talk about the faith of Laura and the faith of Zach that runs through this movie? I'm imagining you felt that was important for us to see.
Well, the movie's about faith, right? This is a movie about faith in action.
I do.
How are you?
Off chemo.
Is it because it worked or?
I do.
And I think we all need to be reminded of what faith looks like. I mean, that's what Jesus did, right? He did. If you look at the way every single person in this story handled their relationship with Zach and their relation to each other, all of them were channels of that faith.
What you're facing is scary, but you get to decide what matters most now.
God shows up for you in ways when you don't expect him to.
Hello. I was thinking it might be cool if we did something that was just ours.
Fix me up, my darling.
I believe this is a faith-based movie.
Zach, have you looked on YouTube?
You have 20,000 views?
You should be happy. I thought this is what you wanted.
It doesn't really matter what I want because it's not gonna happen.
It's not fair.
Stop! I have nothing to give you. No ring,
Zach.
no future, nothing.
Zach!
There's so much in there that the world needs to hear.
I'm sure going through it, it was extremely painful as we see play out to suffer the loss. You want to hold on to him and you don't want him to go, but his life seems even bigger now than it was then.
At some point, you have to make the decision. Are you going to fight for what you want, your plan in life, or are you going to be okay with trusting God's plan for it? We were okay with opening our lives up and sharing our story and trusting that God was going to take it and use it according to his will.
We'll go up, but I'll fly a little higher.
This is about touching people's hearts through the grace of God and gratefully, because of God, I think we're all here having this conversation with you.
This film coming into the world at a very unique time when, even the ability to sit in a theater is difficult for us right now. What do you think of the timing of it all?
I think that God's hand has perfectly lined up all of it. That this little film, with all of the passion and grace and heart that's been poured into it, can be viewed by millions of people across the globe to bring a spark of hope and light into this sort of dark time that we're living in. And, fear is the enemy of hope. And so I'm hoping that, hope can actually come in and calm us and bring us some peace.
In the end, I just want to make people happy. I, Zachary Sobiak, am asking you,
Yes!
please go to... for as long as I can.
We have limited time here. We spend our lives trying to forget that we're going to one day die. But what if we embraced it? Because if we think and we recognize that we're mortal, and we are mere humans. But there is so much more to life and to what's coming. It'll change the way we treat each other. It'll help us just become more full, rich human beings, which at the end of the day is what God wants for us. We don't have to find out we're dying to start living.
Because what some people take for granted, others are fighting for. And believe me, I'm a fighter.